This is the Loop Lab. It is the third lab in the suite and the most carefully framed. The Precision and Echo labs put perception in your hands. The Loop Lab puts valuation in your hands. What does the agent want? How much does it dislike what it does not want? And what happens when those numbers are set the way they are set in someone who is suffering? The lab is built around 5 phenomena. 5 named moments of insight that anyone opening the page can see, in about 5 minutes, by clicking through the tour bar. Each is one preset that loads an archetype, a protocol, and runs. Phenomenon 1. We load the chronic trauma archetype. Sensory precision low, sustained avoidance has degraded the agent's trust in safety signals. Trigger tolerance deeply negative. Initial belief almost entirely in the trauma state. We run 50 steps with no intervention. The active inference literature predicts this. The avoidance basin is not a personality flaw. It is a mathematically stable attractor. The belief plot flatlines. The action stream is mostly avoid. The agent stays where it is. Each avoidance confirms the trigger it never tested. Phenomenon 2. The clinical punchline: this lab was built to land. Same chronic archetype. Now we apply pure exposure, force engagement every step. This is the standard behavioral protocol for many trauma presentations. The belief in healing climbs, briefly. Then falls. Then climbs. Then falls. The agent engages because we are making it. But at this level of sensory precision, it cannot integrate the safe observations it does receive. Exposure without grounding is mathematically incapable of moving this agent out of the loop. Phenomenon 3. Same patient. Same mathematics. The protocol changes. Stage 1, 12 steps of grounding only. We raise sensory precision. The agent does not have to do anything except sense more clearly. The belief in healing starts to climb because the agent can now feel that safe observations are coming. The end of the sequenced protocol. Belief in healing is at 0.85, 77% in the healing tile. The reading panel says, the agent has settled into healing. The trajectory holds. This is the same patient that pure exposure could not move. Only the order of interventions changed. The state widget after the sequenced protocol succeeds. The healing tile shows 77%. The trauma tile shows 23%. Both numbers are part of the same probability distribution. The basin has moved. The belief trajectory, the last 50 steps. The dashed gold lines mark the stage boundaries. Stage 1, slow climb. Stage 2, big lift under forced engagement. Stage 3, consolidation. The pattern is repeatable. It is what the mathematics does every time on this seed. Now this. The bifurcation map. For every cell, a value of sensory precision and trigger tolerance, 12 trajectories. Green means the agent reached healing. Red means it stayed stuck. Each archetype has its own map. The shape is what matters. Look at the bottom band. Low sensory precision, all the way along the trigger tolerance axis. The whole row is stuck. It does not matter what the patient's tolerance for triggers is. If sensory precision is impaired enough, no preference level intervention helps. Move up. As gamma arises, the cells go green. The basin opens. The agent can heal. The picture says, more clearly than any paper has managed, what active inference researchers have been claiming for years. Sensory precision is the upstream variable. Get that wrong, and exposure cannot work. Get that right, and exposure carries. The honesty panel. The most carefully written section on the page. A two-state computational toy. Humans are not two-state systems. The behavioral labels are interpretations of math drawn from cited literature, applied here as analogy. It is not a diagnostic tool. Not a treatment plan. Not validated against any clinical outcome. The point is the argument, not the conclusion. The citations are real. Friston, Linson, Smith. Khalsa, Paulus, van der Kolk, Paulzine. Loop Lab makes one shape from that literature into something you can point a colleague at and watch them see it, the way you see a phase transition in physics. That is the Loop Lab. 4 archetypes, 4 protocols, 1 bifurcation nap. Thank you.